I will crush anyone who blocks my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill. Whatever could that have been?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses. We just kind of like nuked the planet. It's like hacking the planet, but way less. And by we, I mean not us at all. I promise.
It was almost reminiscent of that terror of legend.
It is interesting that poor Seth's going to like make the connection between this and the that stupid valley that we fought in, whose name I've forgotten already.
We haven't the time for stories.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
All we can do is retreat to the Great Bridge of Murden and assess our situation.
I still love the freaking point from the Death Knight. That cracks me up.
Well now, that marching was nearly as trying as the battle itself.
We wasted a few days, but now that we're this far back, we should be safe. Or so I believe.
It is nice to have the like teachers involved in these scenes.
I still can't believe it. The fort was destroyed, just like that.
The Death Knight knew about the attack. Was it the Empire's doing?
No, it was the like Death Knight's. I mean, obviously that's a valid question for them.
Guess that means they'd rather destroy the fort than lose it.
Whatever the case, we need to get our bearings and decide what we're going to do next.
I still have never understood why they don't just nuke Garreg Mach. Is it because there's stuff here they need? Because they are invading it and trying to get the crest stones out, and they want the sword from me.
We all have many questions, but for now we must focus on our next move.
Let's give up now. I mean, we're already back at the monastery.
I wish for that as well, but we are sure to fall if we charge in without a plan.
Oh.
By the look on your face, I have the feeling you are working out a plan even now.
Ah, you've got it.
So, we make it appear as though we have ceased our invasion by returning to Garreg Mach. Then we divide up our soldiers and infiltrate nearby areas of the capital, right under the Empire's nose.
Oh, I do like that quite a bit.
Finally, we gather all of those soldiers somewhere we can get to swiftly from Garreg Mach and proceed to invade Enbar. Is that what you are thinking?
Something like it.
Are you serious? You know there's no guarantee that we won't be spotted by the enemy, right?
Sure there is. Although that is interesting. That's a completely different way of getting at the capital than we've usually followed.
If we fail to convene, we will be isolated inside the Empire and be utterly obliterated.
Well, you know, don't fail then. Derp. Don't fail then, forehead.
I will be embracing the nearness of death if I am needing to. With each other.
This is very, very reckless, I do have to admit. I'm surprised I came up with it.
That sounds dangerous. Really incredibly dangerous.
Make no mistake, if we fail in this plan, there will be no coming back from it. Are you sure about this, Professor?
Apparently I am, because I'm not given a second option.
I see. If you are resolved, then I will follow suit. We may be weaker, and the terrain may be against us, but all we can do is use our resources as best we can. That, and pray for the blessings of the goddess.
You and your goddess. Alright. And yet, after we just said that, we're still going to return to the monastery.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Garland Moon. The Chaos of War. The Resistance Army successfully takes Fort Mercius. Their victory celebrations are cut short, however, when javelins of light pierce the sky and destroy much of the fort.
Most of the fort, I would say.
With nowhere else to go, the Resistance army withdraws to Garreg Mach. Under the guise of surrender, they secretly prepare for a surprise attack on the Imperial
Wait,
capital.
guys of surrender? I thought it was just a cessation of aggression, not surrender. A bit of a difference. That's a dip of a difference.
It seems the preparations for our invasion of Enbar are advancing smoothly.
Awesome. Well, we got there incredibly fast. Does this mean we're going to have to act like... Does this mean we're actually going to find out about the Slitherers? Just like we did in Golden Deer? Because it's interesting, only Claw's campaign actually discovered about the Slitherers, and it was the first one I did.
All has been laid out so we can move swiftly to the necessary locations. Until the time comes, please try to keep your spirits up.
And it's
There
my
is something
plan.
else. I have heard that Rhea is potentially being held captive in the capital.
We definitely don't want them to nuke it.
The information could not be confirmed, nor even properly sourced. But even still, we cannot ignore the possibility. Please bear that in mind.
Not a problem. I will bear it.
Yes. We must not let anything get in the way of rescuing her.
We're finally heading to Enbar, the capital city of the Empire. So many memories there.
Oh yeah? So you've been there before?
I mean, most everyone here has, I'm sure. We're all people of the Empire. Although I guess it is slightly more surprising for Flame, who's the little sheltered recluse.
Oh, yes. Though it was a very long time ago.
A very long time. You must have been really young. I'm surprised you remember.
Don't talk about her age.
The main stage of the Mittelfrank Opera Company is in the capital. I hope no one from the opera gets swept up in the coming chaos.
There are many buildings straight out of the history books in Enbar. I hope they remain unharmed.
You're worried about the buildings? What about the people? You're an odd one, Lynn.
I mean, people get born every day.
I am also worried about the people. I'm sure my father is in a palace in the capital.
Many people reside in Enbar, so we must take care to avoid needless casualties.
I don't think Edelgard cares much for avoiding casualties, so that's probably impossible. I bet we'll be fighting until one side or the other is completely destroyed.
Which is a pop, but the key word there was needless, Bernie.
Bernie, you should be staying away from thoughts like that. We will be defeating her with our full power. Our enemy has great strength, but we will not
But we
be
have the
losing.
professor.
I could not agree more. Remember, even if our surprise attack works, a force even greater than all of our troops combined awaits us in the capital. 0 casualties is always the goal, but we must not underestimate the situation at hand.
Absolutely.
Still, we must not hold ourselves to the same twisted morality that she does. After all, we are here to stop her, not to follow her down her dark path. We all choose to fight back. We are all in this together.
You know it. I know I'm not saying a whole lot in this, but they're mostly just saying hurrah speeches.
You're right, Flane. We've got to try
It
our
almost
hardest.
feels like the lead up to the end of the game, but there's no possible way we could be at the end of the game already. This is what, chapter,
Different path
like,
from Edelgard.
17? Don't the games usually end like chapter 22? I mean, I know that Edelgard's, like, last second route was not too much longer than this, but...
There's no stopping her. The only way to end this is to kill her.
Our choice. Flane, your words are wonderful and full of bravery.
Let's go! We can't lose!
Man, this is definitely the hurrah speech that leads up to the end of the
situation
game.
is dire, and so I will do what must be done.
I am certain that if we join our strength, we can win this battle without losing a single soul.
Well, you've done a good job of that so far. Oh, Sylvain's brother, have some freaking
Thank
flowers.
you so much.
I don't want to hang out with you. You're a womanizer. And awful. Alright, so... go and explore, although, interestingly... yeah, this is the 6th month. Yeah, chapter 17. And yeah, if you look, like, yeah, Edelgard's ended in chapter 18, but the other two ended at chapter 22. There's no way this is the end. Alright, so who do we have to talk to? We never actually talked to Petra last time, and no one else is ready. Although, granted, again, everyone else has already finished, and Wella hasn't. Everyone but Balthus has. Okay, I can just pick it. I think I expected to run into her.
Please do not be concerned. I just did too much overworking and lost my strength.
Oh, we've seen this before. I wonder why that didn't pick up from our previous playthrough whenever I imported everyone. So Caspar and Hilda's ranked C, just because they were, I guess, neighboring each other. This isn't really what I'm working on, but hey, why not? We won't be able to finish it, though.
That doesn't feel good at all. Ugh, why did he have to punch me so hard?
I mean, it was a mock battle.
Hey, Caspar. Something the matter?
Oh, hi, Hilda. Yeah, I just got in a little fight. No big deal. Definitely won.
Your face is all swollen. That looks painful. Come on, let's get you to the infirmary.
No, that's really too much. Like I said, I'm fine.
Yeah, but you're a liar.
Don't argue, just come along. You look ghoulish.
Huh? Maybe it's worse than I thought. Oh, whatever. It can't hurt to have it looked at.
I'll look at you, Caspar.
There, that should do it. You'll be all right now.
This is sad because, like, this is the one I've never actually gotten to see at all, and Caspar's not in my army, and neither is Hilda, so it's not like I can really push them.
Great. Thanks, Hilda. I had no idea you were so good at this.
I always tended to my big brother's wounds, so I have lots of experience. I'm curious, though. Why are you always getting into fights?
Practice?
You really got hurt. Surely it would have been better not to bother.
It's not like I go looking for fights, and I'm not always the one who starts them.
Often, sure.
There are just a lot of guys in this world who won't listen to reason.
That's an interesting dodging of the question.
Somebody's got to beat some sense into them.
That's not going to help.
So that's why you're always picking fights.
Because you don't want to, like, argue with people, and this is easier?
Why not ignore them, or ask someone else for help?
Maybe that's how you'd handle it, but I can't just look the other way.
Sure you can, I believe in you.
How very gallant. But maybe you should try showing a little restraint.
You really think that?
Yes, I do. I don't think you can solve all your problems by throwing a few punches. The world's a big place. At this moment, all over Fodlan, countless people are in some kind of trouble. But they'll figure things out one way or another, even without you there.
Okay.
Try to hold back and see what happens. Maybe you'll be surprised. Besides, if you're always picking fights, you might get so badly injured that
There's
you
the real
can't
issue.
protect me.
Now that's a good point right there. I guess I could give this whole restraint thing a shot.
Yeah, he'll be terrible at it. I kind of wish I could see how that ends up, but there's no way we actually can. And Caspar also has Catherine, but I'm saving Catherine. Wow, why do you have so many? Holy jeez. Alright, Phoenix and Ingrid, which I'm almost positive we've seen before.
Felix, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. The War Council congregates soon. You better come.
I wonder if they're going to actually talk about Dimitri here. It'd be funny if they did.
Not sure why you need me. I don't know the first thing about strategy. Just how to use a sword.
I mean, you are a general.
Nonsense. You're going to be there.
Must I?
Yes.
Why is this such a chore? You went last time. Though you did all you could to disrupt things, as I recall. Brazenly rambling on about clear-cutting a nearby forest to secure a marching route.
What the?
And attacking an enemy base, stealing their horses. You were incredibly disruptive, and even rude.
I mean, it is Felix. He's that kind of just, well, maybe that's the disruptive part, but the incredibly like, even a rude part, yeah, he doesn't care about other people's feelings at all.
I was offering my honest opinion.
Then, you left before we were finished. What do you suppose happened after that?
I have no idea.
Well, the conversation got quite lively.
Yeah, we were all saying mean things about you.
We all began breaking down the viability of your somewhat maniacal plan. And apparently, similar tactics have been used to turn the tides of historic battles.
Interesting.
That may be an exaggeration. Successful armies must be able to handle unexpected situations. That starts with weapon mastery and creative tactics.
I thought you just said you didn't know anything about how to use a sword.
If you didn't have so much battlefield experience, you wouldn't be capable of such unique strategies. Which is why we need people like you. People who think creatively to lead the army.
Now you're just massaging my ego.
When have you ever minded?
I mean, all the time?
We need you there. Just come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually remember that interaction, which is why I let it play out. Like, the Petrol one I definitely remember, but the Phoenix one not so much. Or, it's Felix, not Phoenix. I always get that wrong. We'll do Seteth next, because these are rank A's, and they should be a little bit better.
Hello, Felix. Training alone again, I see.
Spying on me again, I see.
It is not my intention to spy. I am merely concerned about you. I do not think you have been keeping your friends at a distance because you dislike them personally.
Well, yeah, otherwise they wouldn't be friends.
Rather, I think what bothers you is their concept of proper knighthood. Is that not so?
You really have been watching me closely.
I mean, he's a teacher. He's not supposed to.
You're correct. I don't understand why they revere knighthood. I won't be friends with anyone who believes in that nonsense.
Well, that is going to be a bit of an issue when you come to Garreg Mach, the, like, home base of the Knights of Seros.
Do you feel that way because of what happened in the tragedy of Dusker? I have heard the story. Your brother was one of the royal knights. He gave his life to defend the prince.
My brother was doing his job. My father is the real problem. When my brother's armor was brought back to the castle, do you know what he said?
I actually do. You've talked about it before, and it is... I can see why that would mess you up.
He died like a true knight. Chivalry begets the worship and glorification of death. Am I alone in finding that grotesque? I suppose you'll excommunicate me for blaspheming like this.
I mean, that's not really a Church of Seros thing.
Not at all. I am not a knight, so I have no intentions of lecturing you about chivalry. So long as one's conduct is consistent with the teachings of the goddess, it is up to the individual
That's actually
to
an
decide
incredibly
right
good
from
thing to
wrong.
hear Seteth say.
In that case, I'd like you to formally pardon me for not having friends.
You require no such pardon. This is merely advice from an old man to a younger one. As unwavering as your convictions may be, the others also feel strongly about their beliefs.
Well, the other's wrong.
If you hate all those whose beliefs are different from yours, you will hate everyone eventually.
That's an incredibly good, like, line out of Seteth. Holy crap.
People with exactly the same beliefs as you simply do not exist. You do not have to change your beliefs, of course. But you do have to accept that others feel differently.
Holy crap. Like, I am absolutely floored by how much I'm agreeing with Seteth. I'm not used to it, and I don't know that I like it.
That is my advice to you. I will speak no more of it.
Seteth, can I ask one thing?
You just did.
Why are you going out of your way to tell me this? Why bother with me at all?
You're an okay person some of the time.
Because I trust you. Now that I've heard what you have to say, I trust you even more. I am also a rather eccentric person. I thought you and I might get along.
I see. You've gone to so much trouble. I may have to start making an effort as well.
I can see how much you hate that.
Good. Do not take this the wrong way, but I hope you will surpass my expectations.
Alright, wow, that was a good one. Now, this is the end of the, like, booby trap gauntlet thing. I'm pretty sure we've seen it before, but it's Leone, and I let Leone
That's how it's
play out.
done.
Good to know. There are so many differences between bows and blades.
I mean, that's an interesting premise for discussion.
Yes, you're a quick learner, Leone, and quite a good teacher as well.
Must be Captain Gerald's influence. The weather, the terrain, the enemy's feelings. You have to find ways to make it all work for you.
I agree. A warrior can't stick too closely to predefined tactics.
Very much.
That's quite shrewd. You're impressive for a girl.
Hey!
For a girl? Come on, you're past that. Looking down on your opponent is a great way to fall into a pit trap, isn't it?
I suppose that's true.
Glad you remember.
I still have much to learn. Not only about swordplay, but also about thinking on my feet. I hope to learn more from you, Leone.
Yeah, don't be sexist. It's not a good look.
Count on it. We'll come up with plenty of new ideas if we work together. Guess that means we're partners, doesn't it?
I mean, not like Catherine and Shamir are.
We're what?
Partners. Friends who help each other improve.
Yeah, not the weird other kind of partner. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Huh. Partners. That's not bad.
Not at all. Looking forward to working with you, partner.
Likewise, partner.
Yeah, that was a super short one. Holy crap! Even more reason to let it play out since it's for a character we've seen before. And Miss Flame.
Felix!
I don't think we ever actually saw Flames finish up with Felix.
You. What is it now?
Do not fret. I have not come to ask you to chop wood. I have other things to speak of with you.
Oh joy, he is so excited to hear that.
You said that for one to live, they must also be prepared to kill.
I mean, I don't think that's a universal truism, but yes, in any conflict, the person who is not willing to kill will lose. Especially in these times.
Yes, that's what I said. You still have a problem with that?
No, I do not have a problem with it at all. I simply want you to live too.
Oh, okay. Then I'll get back to my training.
Excuse me, I am not finished yet.
But his training is what lets him stay alive.
During this time of war, you must wield your sword to ensure your own life. If that is the case, then it follows that we should bring an end to this war.
Okay, I'm with you.
To end the war, you'd have to kill more people.
Perhaps that is true. But once all is said and done, there would no longer be a need to kill, only to live. Is that not so?
That's pure fantasy. But if it came to pass, there would be no place for me. What would I do? I was raised to swing a sword. That's all I know.
Yeah, but there is a life beyond what you are currently familiar with.
In a world without strife, warriors like me would be lost souls.
But you can't extend the war forever just because it's comfortable.
It's tragic in a way. We fight to bring peace, and then, if we achieve it, we lose our purpose.
I do not think that is anything you should worry yourself over. If the war ends and peace reigns, I shall be sure to have plenty of wood chopping.
He's not using his sword to chop your wood.
What a generous offer.
And you will never be short on fruits and vegetables to chop for me either. If you felt like you lost your purpose in life, surely you would find a new purpose.
There is a lot to be said about just expanding your horizons and doing things you're not used to.
It is not like you to be afraid of losing something after all.
I never thought about it, but maybe there is a path for me in peacetime. I'm intrigued.
It's the same thing you say when I train you.
I might even like to realize this fantasy of yours.
Oh, that brings me such joy, Felix. Together, we can make this a reality. I can see it now. A life where you slice vegetables rather than people.
You are very interested in Felix.
I will greatly enjoy the day when we inhabit a world like that.
What does Seta think about this? Okay, yeah, there's a lot down here. Alright. We finish up Ingrid and Yuri. I don't remember what the basis of their friendship is, but...
Finally, you've arrived. I was beginning to get impatient. Have a seat.
You're always slightly impatient, I feel like.
What are you on about?
I'm not on about anything. Let's have dinner together, Yuri.
What is this? Did you make it?
You sound horrified.
I did. It's a simple dish. My culinary skills are fairly basic.
Hold on. What exactly is this about?
It's about food. Eat it.
You cook for me, I cook for you. That's how this works. It may not be quite as elegant a meal as that of a Dresdian or Leicester cuisine, but the food of Fargus is delicious nonetheless.
Thank you for the meal. It was lovely and great.
That took a while to transition.
The flavors were nostalgic. Reminded me of when I lived with my mother and the Elder. I was actually born in a poor town in Fargus. And the flavors in this dish remind me of those days.
Are they good memories or bad? If there were memories of when you were young, even if you were, like, in poverty, you usually have good memories when you're young, because you don't know better.
Sorry. I didn't mean to compare a meal made by nobility with the meager food I grew up eating.
No offense taken. To tell the truth, although my house is a noble one, it's also lacking in money.
Something Yuri could help with?
Our territory was struck by famine, and we ate whatever the land gave us, which wasn't much. We took what we could, just like everyone.
I see. Well, I must say that your cooking is quite to my taste. Any meal made with so much thought and care is bound to be delicious.
Why, thank you. High praise indeed, from someone who knows their way around a kitchen.
To survive in this world means to sharpen many skills, whether it's cooking or anything else, really. Although I've got to say, I do enjoy cooking. And if my meals can bring a smile to someone's face, all the better.
Good way of looking at life.
Celebrating victories with friends, sitting around a table with loved ones, watching someone enjoy the meal I made them. Few things bring me more joy.
Have you ever considered giving up being the Lord of the Underworld and becoming a chef instead?
That is a bit of a bold step, don't you think?
A chef, huh? You know, that doesn't sound half bad.
If you ever do, I'd come to your restaurant and eat whatever you'd whipped up every day.
I'd like that very much. I'd work extra hard so I could.
Oh, now you're being a flatterer, Yuri.
You are just too much. I can hardly maintain my composure around you.
Did I say something wrong?
No, you said something right.
Not at all, Yuri. Not at all.
Alright. Hilda also has a Leone and Sedith. I'm sure I've seen Leone before, but like I said, we let Leone play out. This is a Leone house.
Why do I have to organize the library? I'll get in trouble if it's not done, and I can't think of anyone who'd do it for me. Since no one else is around, though, time for a little break.
Yeah, how did you get... Oh god. All the way out into the shrublands if you're supposed to be organizing the library.
What are those sounds? Ha! Yeah! Leone, always at it. How exhausting that must be. What's this?
Hey, what are you doing? That's mine.
If you leave it lying on the ground, people will think it's trash.
I usually wear it around my neck, but I put it down while I'm training so I don't get sweat all over it.
I'm surprised you saw it in the middle of all of this, grass and stuff.
Well, people won't know that, will they? You should have just left it in your room.
This is not a good way to start a conversation.
It's a good luck charm. If I don't keep it close by, then what's the point?
How stubborn of you. I will say it looks to be a very well-loved charm.
Of course, Hilda's going to, zone in on that.
Captain Gerald gave it to me when I was a kid.
If it's that important to you, you should wash it.
Then again...
Oh my god,
I suppose
Hilda,
it is
stop!
Wood.
All you do is critique and bitch.
Have you considered coating it with resin? That would preserve it nicely. You could even accessorize it, make it look cute. Thanks, but Captain Gerald made it especially for me. I'd really rather keep it just as it is.
You are so obsessed with Gerald. It's legitimately creepy.
Well, if that's how you feel, I won't argue with you. Me personally, I'd choose a cute necklace over a dirty old charm.
Hilda, you're going to get slapped, and I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
I'm sure you would. But Captain Gerald didn't treat me as some young girl. He treated me like a person who mattered, an equal. He taught me everything. I don't want to forget his teachings, so I'm going to keep this charm just the way it is. Oh, what do you know?
I mean, I don't know. What do you know? That wasn't a full statement. And then more adventures into Hilda getting in trouble with Seteth. One of my favorite stories. Please, please, please yell at this person. I don't want to be mean to Hilda, but she deserves it.
It's Seteth. I'd better slip away before he...
Is this your room?
Ah, I see you are indulging in a bit of reading. You are fond of books, I take it?
Yes, reading's one of my favorite pastimes. I was just finishing up, actually, so I think I'll...
That is most fortuitous.
Fortuitous? How do you figure?
Come with me. I have a story to share with you. Once upon a time, deep in the cold mountains, there lived a lazy fox and an industrious
Oh,
squirrel.
I think I've seen this before, but I'm still letting you play out.
The squirrel worked tirelessly all day long, while the fox did nothing but lounge around and play. When autumn came, the squirrel hurriedly gathered up acorns for the winter, but the fox continued to play without a care.
And eventually the snows came and the fox ate the squirrel.
A biting winter fell upon the land. The mountains, caked in snow, concealed all nourishment from sight. The hungry fox went to the squirrel's dwelling, but the squirrel had locked up tight and gone to sleep. Every so often, the squirrel would wake, enjoy a nibble of an acorn, and then return to an easy slumber. The fox, on the other hand, with nowhere else to turn, was forced to scrounge for food in the bitter cold of the forest. Forlorn and hungry, he wandered in solitude all through the winter, until spring came once more. And so it is to this very day that foxes are denied the comforts of hibernation.
Oh, I didn't hear, like, that ending to it.
Ah, I really learned something about foxes. I read lots of fairy tales like that when I was little.
Fairy stories?
But the lazy fox and the industrious squirrel, huh? That one I don't think I've heard before.
There's no possible way you missed this.
That is not surprising, considering I wrote it.
Oh, you wrote it?
I did. When Flane was young, she loved fairy tales more than anything. I would read them to her often. This one, however, is a more recent creation. I wrote it for the benefit of the children in the monastery. So, what do you think? I'm curious to hear what sort of impression it made on you.
It's so cute!
You found it to be cute?
I love that reaction from him. He's like, oh my god.
I can just see it now. You writing fairy tales for your little sister. That's just the cutest thing! Honestly, to me, you usually come across as stern and overly perceptive.
Whereas you seem lackadaisical and not perceptive at all.
But now I know you have a sweet side, too. I feel like I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
Oh, it actually ends there? Oh my god, I can't believe she missed what the point of that was. That is legitimately frustrating, actually. Alright, we'll do Manuela's rank C, why not?
Manuela, a moment?
Oh, hello, Seteth.
I do have to wonder how these two actually interact.
I must apologize, but I'm quite busy. Perhaps we could talk another time?
I have already confirmed that you have no urgent business. I would like to hear your explanation now.
My explanation? For what?
Allow me to be more specific. Where were you, and what were you doing last night?
Whoa, 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 said it.
Oh, my dear Sedith. You must relax that worried brow. Those forehead creases will ruin your beauty.
I love that that's the first place her mind goes.
Just answer the question, please.
What question is that? The one you already know the answer to? Last night I had a bit of fun and a bit of drink. Less of one and more of the other, sure, but...
How much you drink is not my concern. But you are an adult who is tasked with the supervision of children. You should not be causing trouble for the students. It is unacceptable for you to expose them to your disgraceful behavior. Even more so to impose upon them the labor of cleaning up your mess.
Wait, what? She exposed what to them?
Oh, don't oversell it. All they did was walk with me back to my room.
From what I hear, you had to be carried.
I'd like to think I'd remember that. If it happened, and it probably didn't, it's not as if I'm heavy. Nobody hurt themselves. Did they? Come on, Sedith. Loosen up.
Again, just like most rank Cs, you have one person that is not loose at all, and another person that is overly loose.
If you're so worried about how I'll behave, why don't you join me for a drink sometime? I mean, I only get in trouble when I drink alone.
If it will help to improve your behavior, I would not object to accompanying you from now on.
You really should have stopped while your foot was not in your mouth.
Well, that sounds just delicious. What are you doing tonight, around...
But first I will lecture you on all of the intricacies of proper behavior in the supervision of children. And until I am done, you will not drink a drop of alcohol.
I don't think you have the authority. I don't know. She is... You know what? He probably does.
If you agree to those conditions, I will join you. I will even drink with you. Alcohol has little effect on me.
I'm actually the same way.
That is just... You know, getting lectured by you is... Well, I think the word is torture. Yes, that's it. Torture. And I won't have it. I'm going to go get a drink and try to forget this ever happened.
How is it that you imagine yourself the tortured one?
I guess he doesn't have the authority because he can't stop her from doing that. Okay, so we've got Plain that also has Manuela. We've got Catherine that has Spar. And then Constance has Tyrion Balthus. Okay, so not too much left. And of course we have to look around and explore. We will do that next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I will see you in the next one.